So I'm going to let it warm up there for a while and kind of get everything settled up down here. Enjoy the fire for a few more minutes while this thing warms up, and then head on up and relax and stay warm.
Today's journey is all about making sure my gear is ready for the adventures ahead, reconnecting with nature, and spending a quiet night in the wilderness, even with temperatures dropping into the 20s. Like most adventures, this one started with a quick stop for supplies. After gathering everything I needed for the night, I headed north, searching for the perfect campsite within 30 minutes at home. Life is busy right now, so I wanted a spot close enough to maximize my time at camp, but new enough to spark that sense of exploration. Once I hit dirt, the real purpose of this trip began. A night immersed in nature, testing my heater, power setup, and other camping gear as I prepare for bigger adventures that are yet to come. The afternoon was beautiful, sunny and about 40 degrees, but time was short as I wanted to set up camp before sunset. Luckily, I didn't have far to go. I remembered a great spot I found while testing my coilover rates and knew I had to come back. So I took the easy way in and set off on my adventure. Recent snow and rain left the trail wet and muddy, and it only got worse as I pushed deeper into the trees. I'm not a fan of muddy trails because of the mess they leave behind, which is one of the reasons why I love living where I do. But today, I accepted it as part of the journey. Finally, I reached the area that I had in mind. A lush meadow with perfectly spaced trees offering epic dispersed camping opportunities. Pulled into a secluded spot. Well used but peaceful. and I knew it was the perfect place to spend the night.
Made it to camp for the night. It's pretty cold right now. It's about 40 degrees. I think it's going to get down to low 20s tonight, but we'll see. As you can see, here's our setup for the night. Probably getting the fire going here soon. Get some dinner going. Got a couple things I'm going to give a run tonight. First one is this Hcalory Toolbox heater. See how that works out for our upcoming adventures. We're going to give a real try to the Bluetti AC 180. Put it through the test tonight and see how it does. We've also got some electrical cookware we're going to give a run. I'm pretty excited about this. Constantly having issues with propane and trying to know how much to bring and when it was going to be out and all the extra stuff you had to bring along with it. This is a pretty cool system. I'm going to dive into this a little bit more, maybe in another video, but we're going to give it a run tonight so I can actually talk about it then, and we're going to see how it does. Cooking up a little dinner right now. 28 degrees, so getting cold. So as you can see, it's been cooking for about 12 minutes. And it's gone down about 12%. I turned it down to 400. 6 was a little too high. So right now it's cooking good. I'm just trying to get this thing nice and hot in there so it cooks all the way through. right, it's getting pretty cold out. I'm gonna go ahead and get the heater fired up in the tent and probably remain up there for the rest of the night. It's down into the mid-low 20s, but I'm gonna go throw the thermometer up in there and see what the temp is now. We'll let the heater warm up a little bit and kind of see where we end up. Currently 32 in the tent. A little warmer than outside, but that's pretty darn cold. Let's get this heater fired up and see how warm we can get it. Turn this bad boy on. So after dinner, we got 83% left. You know, this thing's gonna probably take a good pull to get fired up, but then it should run pretty smooth through the night and not really draw much power. So obviously, like I said, it's going to be a big draw to get started, get the glow plug fired up, and then ultimately we should smooth out once it starts running. So we'll keep an eye on it. According to the app, it's igniting. No, I got it set on 10 right now. I'm gonna do that just to kind of warm up the 10 a little bit, and then it's gonna be way down. I'm thinking we're gonna run this thing at like 2 or 3 all night, maybe. We'll see though. So as you can see, now that the glow plug is done heating, just the power that it needs to run on top of what's already pulling off the diesel, very small amount. So as you can see, I mean, I can run at this rate for 20 some hours. So when I've run this heater in my garage, it usually takes about 10 minutes or so to really start pumping some warm air. So I'm gonna let it warm up there for a while and kind of get everything settled up down here. Enjoy the fire for a few more minutes while this thing warms up, and then head on up and relax and stay warm. All right, so this thing's been running on 10 for about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes or so, but pretty awesome. We're up to 50 degrees, and let me tell you, it feels toasty in here. It's legit. So I'm gonna turn this thing down to like 3 and just see how it does. So we'll see how it holds temp. I'm gonna probably stay in here the rest of the night and eventually try to get some sleep. All right, pretty successful night. It's about 7:15, 7:30 this morning. The heater's still running. According to my app, I got like 25% power left on my power station. And so it was good. The heater ran through the night. Tent stayed kind of between 55 and 60 degrees through the night, which was more than warm enough. I probably could even turn it down. Got up at like 3:30, and the temperature outside, you could tell, significantly dropped. So I cranked it up another notch just to help hold it up a little bit, and just to push it a little bit and see how it did. And it did great. So We're gonna get this thing packed up and head on home. But first, I want to see how cold it is outside. Definitely pretty cold out here. Nice thing is, the tent didn't frost over like it did on a darkness adventure. That made it a real pain to put away. And 23 degrees. Pretty cold. Pretty happy with the way this heater kept everything warm. I could have probably made it 70 degrees in there last night easily if I wanted to. I think this tent insulates pretty well, and yeah, it was a great night of sleep. Now let's check on our power station and check on our fuel level. So not sure if you could see that, but used about 2/3 of a tank. This thing was running for 13.5 hours ish. I think I turned it on around 6. I'll have to double check. It's about 7:30 now in the morning, so you know, for the majority of that we were running it at 3 or 4. A little bit of 10 to get it started and get everything warmed up, but that's pretty good. Let's check and see how much power we have left. This thing shouldn't have done an incredible draw throughout the night, but still running 13.5 hours, it's gonna take some. So yeah, we're down to about 20%. That was with cooking dinner last night, running this thing for 13 plus hours, and yeah, I'm not gonna cook breakfast this morning. I'm just gonna get headed home, but I would say easily I'd have more than enough juice to make breakfast based on what I did last night. But on the way home, I'm gonna plug this thing into the charger one and charge it on my way home and just see how much it brings in the 20-30 minutes that I'm in the car. All right, let's get this packed up.
With camp packed up, it was time to head home. There wasn't much exploration on the way back home, as the wet and muddy route was the same as the day before. But as I reflect on my solo night in freezing temps, I'm grateful that my gear performed flawlessly. I was able to do everything I set out to. Stay warm through the night, cook using my power station, and have all the power I needed without any issues. While cold weather camping isn't my first choice, this trip gave me the confidence to tackle any adventure no matter the weather or location. As I plan my next journey, stay tuned. Until then, this is The Path to Rome.